Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another awesome episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Netflix series, Leader Class Optimus Prime. And while he might not officially be Leader Class or in the Leader Class price point, since he's the same exact mold as Leader Class Optimus Prime, we'll say he's Leader Class. I'd like to thank you for watching my videos. If you like what you see, please comment below, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future, when I drop new content, you will be notified. And with all that said, let's get into it. All right, first up, as usual, let's take a look at the packaging. It's your basic white Netflix packaging. Nice artwork, Autobot symbol, Netflix, a Netflix original series, Autobot Optimus Prime, Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy, Netflix Originale. I guess that's how you say it, I don't know. Takara Tomy, Generations, Transformers, 8 Plus Hasbro. The Earthrise artwork in a black and white and red. That's what we're used to on these Netflix, a Netflix original series, authentic. Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. On the top, window, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Autobot symbol. On the bottom, small print barcode, symbols and stuff, recycled. And on the back, lovely product shots. Optimus Prime transforms in 31 steps. Then we have Interacts, transforms in 5 steps, and Cybertron, which changes in 4 steps. Don't stick things in your pie hole, not for 3 and under. Small print, fine print, small print, Hasbro S. And the insert, I'm not going to pull all this out. The insert is a large Autobot symbol. Kind of nice looking. I may save that insert. See if I can use it elsewhere. Alright. As far as things in the packaging that are not figures, we have the instructions, which I had previously pulled out. Optimus Prime, Interacts, Cybertron, War for Cybertron Trilogy, Transformers, Generations, yada small print. And as we've become accustomed to, nice illustrations with easy to follow steps. Almost Lego easy, but not quite there yet, Hasbro. Set that off to the side. And that completes our coverage of the packaging. And now let's take a few minutes to talk about alt mode, or alt mode, since we have multiple figures here. Here is Interacts in his axe mode, which is also a gun mode. And I will tell you guys, be careful with any of these Transformers with this translucent plastic as their parts, because my son got one of these and he's already broken off one of the tabs that hold the wings in. So this plastic can be brittle, so avoid moving it as much as possible if you can. That was Interax. Here is Shieldron. This is the other side. He's a bridge. That's why he has these connectors. Or he is also a shield if you flip out that little peg in his chest. That makes him a shield. Alright. Optimus Prime. Your basic Earthrise Optimus Prime. Uh-oh. These things do not like to stay out in truck mode, do they? Anybody that has one, you know. These green windows instead of the blue that the Earthrise has, which is fine. I mean, this is how he appears in the Netflix show, so you know that's fine. He's much darker blue. Then the Earthrise. Ooh, upside down. Alright, and he rolls freely. Very good. That does it for the alt modes. Alright, now let's look at the alt mode comparisons. And let's move Optimus to the side for just a moment. And we'll take a look at Interax first. And I cannot remember this Battlemaster's name, but he was the Siege carded release. And he came with a blast effect, which Interax did not. So there's that. And his blast effect will fit. See? Nice. Alright, and here is the version that also came with a blast effect. That came with the Siege Shadow Strike Squadron. Alright, and that's all the comparisons I have for Interax, at least to compare him to other of his same form. And here is Shieldron and Sound Barrier, which I just recently picked up as of this recording recently. Also, he comes with a blast effect that Shieldron does not. They have these little jet things on the side. And the blast effect also does work with Shieldron. Alright, that does it for the Battlemasters. And I keep bumping the camera. One of these days I'm going to learn not to do that. But apparently it is not today. And here we go is Netflix Optimus Prime. Dead Optimus Prime, or Alternate Universe Optimus Prime, as he's officially called. And Earthrise Optimus Prime. And as you can see, they're pretty much the same, except for their colors. See, Netflix is a much darker blue. Let's get these primes out of the way. And of course, we have to compare everybody's size to Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee. He's here with me, as he always is. Zoom in a little bit. All right. Move Prime out of the way. Shield drawn. And interacts. All right, and that does it for comparisons in alt mode. See you, Bumblebee. And now it is time to talk about transformations. And let's start out with the little guys first. Interacts. You flip his head out. You flip his gun part up. And tilt his wings out. Then he also has feet that flip out the bottom. And he flies through the air with the greatest of ease, but he can also land and stand. So, very nice interacts. Now for shield drawn. His arms, you will untab. It's got a tab here and a slot here. Same thing on this side. Then there's tabs and slots on the bottom of the feet, and you just lift those up just a little bit, and then just like that. Then you can flip that part up, and his legs do separate. There is a tab and slot for his legs to go together also. He can also stand up over here, out of the way, but he fell down. All right. Now let's zoom out just a little bit so we can see what's going on with Netflix Optimus Prime. Yep, that's not what I want to do. First, we want to pull his gun off, and we go ahead and transform that just by flipping the barrel down. Set it right there. And I always like to start by flipping these things in because they get in the way anyway. Then start untabbing panels, which tab and slot, tab and slot, and tab and slot. Same thing on the opposite side. Undo all the tab and slots. Take his legs, straighten them up. These things on his, or at his knees, flip down. A lot of times I forget to do these when I transform them into truck mode. Open the feet up. And you can separate them at this point. You don't have to. You can wait till later. All right. Now we want to untab the cab from the bumper. And pull his arms back just a little bit and then twist them out. Move them out of the way. And I got none of that on camera. All right. Flip that back panel out. Then you can move his head up, and as you can see, there's a tab right here, and there's a hole right here. I mean, it'll go on through there, but that's where it's supposed to stop. And then there's a tab on the back side as well, which will go into this slot right here. Sometimes it's a little hard to line it up. And I missed it. And I got it. All right. Lift that whole piece up. That piece is already in place. Slide that one in place. Twist him around at the waist. And move the arms out of the way for a minute. And you want to fold these flaps in. Fold these flaps in. Then that will untab this big tab in there. And fold right up in there. And then you fold all of that up. And fold the whole thing down. And tab it into place. You can see there's slots and tabs. On his backside, flip the bumper up. Fold the tires in. Straighten his arms out. Open this flap. Rotate the fist out. Same thing on the other side. Close those panels back up. All right. And there he is. All transformed. That wasn't too painful, was it? All right. That camera doesn't seem like it wants to focus too well. What is it with you, phone? There's his gun and Cybertron and interacts. All right. There they are, all transformed. Now let's talk about the figures themselves. As you can see, not a whole lot of paint applications for the Battle Masters. Okay. See if I can get my camera to focus right. Doesn't want to. Let's move Prime out of the way. Alrighty. We're just going to be blurry today, I guess. Ah, there we go. That's better. He has a dark face, so you can't really see a whole lot of the details in there, but he does have a face and a visor, I think. As far as his articulation goes, he kicks up that far. He kicks back that far. No knees or ankles. No rotation at the waist. His arms will do a T-pose and up that far, down that far because of the backpack. And nothing that I can tell at the head. I can't get my fat fingers on it. Alright, as far as interacts goes, his head can go up and down. His feet can go up and down. Back that far. Forward all the way in. And then his wings can move. Although I do recommend doing that as little as possible. Now for Optimus Prime. Oops. zoom out a little bit. There. Now moving back just a little bit. Alright, as far as his articulation goes, head all the way around. He'll look down that far. He looks up that far. It's on a ball joint, so he does get a good bit of waggle. He can T-pose all the way around at the shoulder. Bicep swivel. 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist rotation all the way around. And his hand does open up just like the Earthrise Optimus Prime. His arms back up. He does have a waist swivel, but the backpack wheels get in the way. But you can, well, I say you can. No, really can't. You can't untab it to get it. I mean, you could unfold some stuff and probably get more rotation than that, but I'm not going to do it. He kicks up that far. Really good knee articulation. He kicks back that far because the bumper gets in the way. Upper thigh rotation. Nothing else there. No forward and back on the feet, but does have tilt, and it tilts all the way 90 degrees, a little better than 90 degrees actually. There it is. And he can hold his gun. Even with his hand open, he can still hold his gun. Or this peg right here, you can peg it on his back for storage, because storage is a thing. Now let's take a look at the head sculpt. As far as the sculpt itself, nothing new. Paint wise, mine has a little scuff right there on the face guard, but that's fine. We can just say it's some of that battle damage. The green windows, not totally thrilled with those. He has this dark blue at the elbows that matches his hands and his legs, and he also has it here, and also it matches the head. Alright, that does it for the figures. Next up, robot mode comparisons. Alright, for the robot mode comparisons, we will start off with Interacts. And here's the carded release from Siege. Again, I don't know what his name is, and I didn't look it up. Same with this guy, but I do know he comes from the Phantom Strike Squadron pack. And as you can see, he's kind of plain. No paint applications, really. And that's fine. But that's how those guys compare. Let's get them out of the way. Shieldron. And Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier seems to have a bit more paint applications on the upper torso, unless, no, he's molded all in this colors, but he does have those two red paint apps, and the face is silver. So Cybertron might actually have more paint apps. I think he does, because all that silver is paint, not molded plastic. All this blue is molded plastic on sound barrier. And of course, I think I forgot to mention that he has a bunch of silver paint apps in his shield ramp mode, and Cybertron has none. So that's how those dudes compare. Let's get Prime back out here. Doing a little bit of adjustment on the camera there. And let me get these other two Primes out. Here is Alternate Universe or Dead Prime. And on the back, here is Earthrise, Optimus Prime. And as you can see, the major paint difference in these two, or deco difference, I guess I should say, is the color blues used on him, even in the crotchal region. Two different color blues. And of course, he's dead, so he's dead colors. He's much darker in the legs than either of the other two because he's dead. I'll get my hands out of the way so you can see that. The other major difference between these figures is, of course, the dead Optimus Prime has the dead head. Also, his gun is silver with just molded plastic handle. His gun seems to be molded all in black plastic, and black with the molded plastic handle and the little, that also just the molded plastic. Alright, and of course, what is a size comparison or a robot mode comparison without our good buddy Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee? And that's how he scales up. Pretty nice size. Oh, one thing I also forgot to mention is Earthrise and Dead Optimus have this silver paint app on this grill right below the windows, where Netflix does not have that paint app. Also, another thing I forgot to mention when we were looking at the robot mode, so I'll go ahead and cover it now. His chest does open, and there is a matrix in there. And it does come out. And as you can see, I think it's a green crystal in there. I'm colorblind, so don't ask me. Hey, don't make fun of handicapped people. And yes, color blindness is a handicap. Alright, open up the Earthrise Prime, and of course the crystal in his is blue. At least it looks blue to me. And Dead Optimus also the blue crystal, because he passes it on to Ultra Magnus. Alright, and I think that covers robot mode comparisons. And now for my final thoughts on this set. I really was not going to pick this one up, and I got to looking at it and I thought, Well, the Battle Masters do look kind of cool, and I really would like another Optimus Prime Earthrise version so that I didn't have to keep pulling my actual Earthrise Prime out of the display. So this one, the Netflix one, will be my new Optimus Prime used in reviews. If you already have an Earthrise Optimus Prime, you weren't able to get your hands on one, and you just find these Battle Masters more interesting than a trailer, then by all means pick it up. If you just are goo-goo for the Netflix colors, then pick this one up. Also, if you did miss out that Earthrise Prime with the trailer, he's also going to be available in Kingdom. So I think there's pre-orders up for that all over the place. So if you still would rather have that one than this one. One thing I will say in favor of this guy, the darker blue reminds me more of the G1 colors of Optimus Prime, the toys G1 colors. So there is that bit of nostalgia to it. I say a lot, and I really hate doing that. I don't know why I'm doing it. Trying to gather my old man thoughts, I guess. The green windows, you know, it's not a deal breaker. But like I said, this one can be a pass if you already have an Earthrise Prime and you're just not that interested in the Netflix colors. But again, like I said, I picked this one up to start using in reviews rather than my actual Earthrise Prime because I'm getting tired of pulling him out of the display. So if you like Netflix series colors, get it. If you don't, then don't worry about it. If you don't care about the Battle Masters, don't, Again, like I said, it's not a make or break if you're a fan of Optimus Prime. Or did I say that? I don't know what I say. I ramble so much I don't know what I say sometimes. So, thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw and heard, or even if you didn't, please leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to ding that bell so that at some point in the future when I drop new content, which is usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, you'll get notified. Please make sure to follow. And with all that said, I'll see you next time.